cups that I designed from Creative Fabrica through the 3D effect that they have for the sublimation tumblers. But I designed also two toppers to go on these two cups. Now, if you would like to find out how I was able to do so, stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. My name is Blue Lotus Vibes by Janita McLean. If this is your first time, I hope that you will enjoy this content so that you may come back, subscribe, and enjoy what you see. For those who are returners, thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Today we are going to work on fake ice toppers. So I'm going to first give you the supplies you will need. You will need gloves because you want to protect your hand. You need some type of plastic, newspaper, or either silicone mat to put on your work area so that the resin, which you will need, UV resin, will not stick to your table. I'm going to use a sander, which you will use because I'm going to show you why you're going to need that sander. You want to use pipettes because you're going to need to stick this in here to keep any of your UV resin from going in there. Or if you do not have that, you may use painter's tape in the place of that to tape up your mouthpiece area. Of course, you need your fake ice, and I have two different kinds because I'm going to do two toppers. You will need fruit if you choose to, and that is of your choice. I have a wooden dowel, but you can use any type of pointer, any type of piece that's going to help you shift around the ice on the top to keep it from going in your mouthpiece. And I will set up everything and I will come right back. Okay, now I have my two tops that I'm going to work with. One is going to be a patriotic top, and the other one is going to be these purple, different hues of purple that I'm going to put on the top. To begin with, what I always like to do is take the pipette, put it in here, so that I know this is the area that I do not want to go around because I do not want the glue to be down in the mouthpiece. So I always take and do that. So I'm just going to set this up. And if you have the tops that have this piece that goes up and goes back, you want to make sure that's pushed all the way completely back. Because if you get glue on there, you will not be able to open properly all the way so that you may get your straw in. And I'm just going to take and push this in to make sure that that stays back. So when I put the ice on top of here, it will not push forward. So we have those two and they are set up and ready to go. Next, I'm going to show you what I do. Like as far as your fruit. Now what I have gotten from Amazon is a whole lot of different types of like orange, lemon, lime that I also like to put on top. I also have strawberry and cherry that I also like to put on top. But instead of putting the whole complete lemon, lime, or orange on the top, I like to use garden shears to cut it in half and to keep the edges from being so rough so no one will cut themselves when they get it. What I do is I use any type of sandpaper. You can get the block, you can actually get the sheets, whichever one you prefer. And this is a 300 grit, and all I'm going to do is just go across here. Sorry for the noise, y'all, but I want to show y'all how I do mine. You want to go across here, and what you're going to do is basically sand down any rough edges, because like I said, you don't want the customer to get the cup and they cut their stuff on it. And once you do that, you just simply take some wipes, which I have right here, and you're going to take and wipe across this to make sure that you get any of the sanding parts that you did sand on out of the way. And just take and wipe your area, and then you set up. Now I'm going to go ahead and sand. Well, I have already completed this one. No, I'm going to sand this one just to make sure. We're going to go across this like this. Always want to make sure. Okay, now we have finished that. We're going to get another wipe. We're going to go in here. And I always go across the edges. Oh. And I go down in here to make sure that there's nothing in there. And we're going to put that to the side. Okay, now I have these two items together. And another thing I forgot to mention is you want to have a UV light, because you need it in order to cure your items that are going up under there. So we're going to sit that back over there. Now I have my two tops ready. I have my fruit ready. I'm going to take and wipe my hands off before I begin, even though I have gloves on. You don't want to have too much, like your sanding or anything that's going to associate with going in someone's mouth. Now, I'm going to choose the purple ones, and I'm trying to remember, okay, this is the top I need for this cup, and this is the top I need for this cup. So I have my ice set up and got that all ready. This is going on here, and I think I'm going to put a cherry on this one. Okay, now I'm going to get our UV resin. I'm going to take the top off, and I'm just going to put a nice amount, not too much, to start off with near the mouth area, just a little bit. And I'm going to hold this back. You want to hold it back away from the mouth area, because you do not want it to get in there. Now, because this resin will take it up here quick, you want to move quick. Just going to make sure I have the way I want it. And then I'm just going to put this up under here so this will cure. And you have different times on the lights. This one says for 60 or 120 seconds. I put it on 120 so that can kind of be going and cure quick, because I do not want this glue to go down in there. I'm going to move it back out, and let's check it to make sure no glue got in the mouthpiece. Okay, now I'm going to put that back under there and let that go. Now, while that one is going, I'm going to go ahead and start on this one. This one I'm going to start right up here on the side and basically try to figure out what colors I want to pretty much start off with. So I think I'm going to start off with the red and white. Give it a couple of more pieces for like this. And then I'm going to put a little bit more resin on the side to make these sit in place. Now you want to make sure that you sit it so it will stay in it, to make these sit in place. Now you want to make sure that you sit it so it will stay and it will up here. We're going to put both of those back up under there. And another thing I also got was these little smaller ice chips, because sometimes you need them to just fill in the little area. So we're gonna put these on we're gonna put some of them on our top, because we will be needing these to fill in the little areas. I'm just gonna take and shake these out a little bit. Okay. Now while we letting that go in here, I'm gonna figure out where I want to place my fruit at for the purple one. And then we're gonna place the cherry for the patriotic one. I'm gonna put these over here like that. Okay, now that has stopped. And I know the red and white one, I had just put that one in. So we're gonna let that one go for a little longer. I'm just gonna make sure this is okay. I'm just examining to make sure none of the resin has spilled over into the mouthpiece. I don't see anything. I'm examining, and I think we're good to go. You always want to kind of start in the front, so that way you can work your way up. And then you doing that, you will make sure that you do not get any resin on the inside of the mouthpiece. So now we're going to just go ahead and complete. Keep going with this. I'm just going to put some down. Nice amount. And you can just drop the ice wherever you would like to drop it. Or you would just simply want to, take your time, style it up how you want to style it up. It just depends on how you would like for your top to look. I'm going to press that one more time to make sure that one is okay. Now, you want to make sure when you start stacking up that you put resin also on top of the ice, because it needs that glue to adhere to it, or the resin to adhere to it. So we're going to start putting that one in like that. I'm going to throw a few of these little small ones in on this side, because they're going to be like my fillers. Now I was going to go ahead and put the two fruits down, but I think I'm going to... Now we have finally finished our 2 toppers. Everything has completely went under the UV resin light, and it has fully cured. So this is the finished product of the patriotic one that went on a patriotic tumbler that I put together and designed from Creative Fabrica. And here is another tumbler that I also designed from Creative Fabrica. And that is the finished product. So let me know, which one do you like best out the 2 tumblers. And until we meet again, be safe in these YouTube streets.